Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we'll follow Tieu Lac as she struggles to survive for her unborn child until an unexpected reunion threatens to expose her deepest secret. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next episode. Tieu Lac walked slowly along the narrow path between the newly planted rice fields. Young green shoots stood in neat rows on both sides, trembling whenever the wind moved across the water. Her steps were careful and steady, but the basket on her back felt heavier than it had only a few weeks ago. She stopped and adjusted the strap across her shoulder. The road ahead was still long. There had been a time when Tieu Lac could walk for hours without thinking about the distance. She had carried heavy baskets, worked beneath the sun, and returned with aching hands without allowing herself to complain. But now, her body tired more quickly, her lower back often hurt. Sometimes even a short climb forced her to stop and catch her breath. She placed one hand over her stomach. No one around her knew the truth. A child was growing inside her. From the moment Tieu Lac learned about the pregnancy, her life had stopped belonging only to her. Every decision became harder. Every road seemed more dangerous. Every coin mattered. She could no longer think only about surviving the next day. She had to think about food, shelter, and the future of a baby who had no one else to depend on. Tieu Lac looked across the rice field. The seedlings were still fragile. Their roots had only recently entered the mud, yet they were already standing against the wind. They bent, but they did not break. "You have to be strong too," she whispered, unsure whether she was speaking to the child or herself. She wanted her baby to grow up safely, with enough food, clean clothes, and a real roof overhead. She did not want the child to spend nights moving from one abandoned place to another, listening to the wind through broken walls and wondering where they would sleep next. That wish had become the center of her life. She would keep working. She would save whatever she could. Somehow, before the baby arrived, she would find a place where they could begin again. Tieu Lac continued until the rice fields gave way to a peanut garden ready for harvest. The leaves had begun to fade, and the soil around the plants was dry enough to loosen. She lowered the basket and set it beside the field. For a moment, she stood with one hand against her waist, looking over the rows. There were more plants than she expected. Harvesting them all would take time, and she knew her strength was no longer what it used to be. But turning back was not an option. She stepped into the field, bent down, and wrapped both hands around the first cluster of stems. She pulled carefully. The roots resisted, then came free with a soft crack of soil. A cluster of peanuts appeared beneath the plant, covered in dust. She shook the roots and placed the plant beside her. Then she reached for the next one. The work soon became a rhythm. Bend down, grip the stems, pull, shake away the soil, gather the plants. At first, she moved steadily. After some time, the strain spread through her back and shoulders. Sweat gathered near her temples. Her breathing grew heavier, and each row seemed longer than the one before it. Tieu Lac stopped and slowly straightened. A dull pain moved across her lower back. For one frightening second, she wondered whether she had pushed too far. She placed both hands over her stomach and waited. The pain eased. Only then did she continue. "Just a little more," she murmured. "We can do this." She no longer thought of herself as working alone. Every difficult task belonged to both of them now. She was harvesting peanuts, but she was also building the first small piece of their future. By the time she finished, several bundles lay across the field. Tieu Lac tied them carefully, loaded them into her basket, and began the walk to the market. The weight pressed hard against her shoulders. Still, she kept moving. At the market, people passed between simple stalls, calling out prices and inspecting vegetables, fruit, and baskets of grain. Tieu Lac found a small space near the road and placed the peanut bundles in front of her. Selling was never easy. Some people passed without looking. Others asked the price and walked away before she finished answering. But Tieu Lac could not afford to remain silent. She lifted one bundle and called to a woman nearby. "Ma'am, would you like to buy some fresh peanuts?" The woman glanced down but kept walking. Tieu Lac waited and tried again when another customer approached. "Fresh red peanuts." Please take a look." This time, the woman stopped. She examined the roots, asked the price, and chose one bundle. Tieu Lac tied it more tightly, handed it over with both hands, and thanked her after receiving the money. The amount was small, but it meant food for another day. She continued calling to customers. One bundle disappeared, then another. The crowd slowly began to thin. Tieu Lac's legs ached from standing, but she still had 2 bundles left, and every unsold bundle meant less money for the road ahead. An older woman stopped in front of her. "How many do you have left?" "Only these 2, ma'am. There are still many peanuts attached." "Yes, you can take them home and remove them there." The older woman considered the bundles, then nodded. "Tie both of them for me." Relief passed through Tieu Lac. She tied the final bundles and handed them over. After thanking the woman, she looked at the empty space in front of her. Everything was sold. For most people, it would have seemed like a small success. For Tieu Lac, it meant she had survived one more day by her own effort. She counted the money carefully, folded it, and hid it inside her clothing. Then she gathered the few clothes and personal belongings she carried. Now came the harder question. Where would she go next? Tieu Lac had no answer. She only knew she could not remain at the market, and she could not return to the life she had left behind. So she lifted the basket and started walking. Not far away, a man passing near the market suddenly slowed down. He stared at the woman carrying her belongings along the road. There was something familiar about the way she walked. He stepped closer. Could that be? His expression changed. "Tieu Lac," he shouted. She stopped immediately. "Tieu Lac." Tieu Lac remained frozen in the middle of the road. For a moment, she thought she had imagined the voice. Then the man shouted again, "Tieu Lac." She slowly turned around. Her eyes widened. Standing several steps away was her older brother. He looked different from the last time she had seen him. His clothes were covered with dust from construction work. His skin was darker from spending long days outside, and his face carried the tiredness of someone who had been working far from home. But there was no mistaking him. "Brother?" He hurried toward her, still staring as though he could not believe what he was seeing. "It really is you." Tieu Lac lowered her basket and gave him a small, nervous smile. "Hello, brother." He looked at the road behind her, then at the clothes and belongings she carried. "What are you doing all the way out here?" "I just finished working." "Working here?" She nodded. Her brother frowned. "This place is more than 20 kilometers from home. Why would you come this far just to find work?" Tieu Lac did not answer immediately. Her brother noticed her hesitation, but instead of pressing her, he pointed toward a shaded place beside the road. "Come on, let's sit down for a while. You look exhausted." Tieu Lac followed him quietly. They sat beneath a tree, away from the movement of the market. For a few seconds, neither of them knew what to say. Their reunion had happened too suddenly, carrying both happiness and the distance created by everything they had not shared. Tieu Lac spoke first. "How is mother?" "She's doing well." "Really?" "Yes. She still asks about you." Tieu Lac looked down at her hands. "I have wanted to visit her. I just haven't been able to arrange it." Her brother nodded. "You don't need to worry too much. I've been sending money home whenever I can. She has enough for daily expenses." A quiet sense of relief appeared on Tieu Lac's face. "That is good. As long as she is healthy, I can feel more at ease." Her brother studied her more closely. Something was wrong. Her face looked pale. There were shadows beneath her eyes. Even while sitting, she kept one hand near her lower back, as though trying to ease a constant ache. Then there were the clothes. She had not simply come to work for the day. She was carrying enough belongings to suggest that she had been moving from place to place. "Why do you have all of this with you?" he asked. Tieu Lac glanced at the basket. "It is nothing. Just a few things I need." "A few things?" He leaned forward. "Tieu Lac, are you living somewhere nearby?" She remained silent. Her brother's concern deepened. "What happened? Are you having trouble?" "No, I'm fine. You don't look fine." She forced a faint smile. "I'm only tired from working." He shook his head. "You were never someone who became this tired so easily." The words made her chest tighten. She turned her face away. Her brother watched her for another moment before asking the question he had been avoiding. "Aren't you still staying at Quan's farm?" Tieu Lac's fingers slowly closed around the edge of her clothing. "No." Her brother looked surprised. "What do you mean, no?" "I don't live there anymore." "Since when?" "It has been some time." He stared at her. "But why?" "Quan treated you well. He also helped our family more than once. Did something happen between the two of you?" Tieu Lac shook her head quickly. "Quan is a good person." "Then why did you leave?" She opened her mouth, but no answer came. Her brother waited. Tieu Lac's silence made him even more uneasy. "If someone hurt you, tell me." "No one hurt me." "Then why are you out here alone, carrying everything you own?" "I have my reasons." Her voice was soft, but it carried the finality of someone who had repeated the same answer to herself many times. Her brother leaned back, trying to understand. He knew Tieu Lac could endure hardship without asking for help, but this was different. She seemed to be carrying something much heavier than the basket beside her. Tieu Lac shifted her position. A sudden pain crossed her lower back. She pressed one hand against it and inhaled sharply. Her brother immediately moved closer. "What is wrong?" "It's nothing. You're in pain." "I have been sitting for too long." He looked at her carefully. As she adjusted her clothing, his eyes fell toward her stomach. He froze. The change was subtle beneath the loose fabric, but now that he had noticed it, he could not ignore it. "Tieu Lac." She lowered her hand. His voice became quieter. "Is there something you haven't told me?" Her face lost what little color remained. "No, you are hiding something." "I'm not." "You are." He did not sound angry now. He sounded frightened. Her brother looked from her pale face to the way she protected her stomach without realizing it. Then he understood. Or at least, he began to fear that he did. He reached for her hand. "Whatever happened, you can tell me. I am still your brother." Tieu Lac kept her eyes on the ground. "I don't want to cause trouble for anyone." "You are not causing trouble. I can take care of myself." "That is not what I asked." The sounds of footsteps and distant voices seemed to fade around them. Her brother waited. Tieu Lac's breathing became uneven. She had hidden the truth from everyone. Saying it aloud would make it real in a way she had avoided until now. It would bring questions she was not ready to answer, and perhaps force her to face choices she had been running from. But the person sitting beside her was not a stranger. He was family. Slowly, she placed one hand over her stomach. Her brother's eyes followed the movement. Tieu Lac swallowed. "There is something I haven't told anyone." His expression changed. She raised her eyes to him. "I'm pregnant." For several seconds, he said nothing. The words seemed to stop everything between them. His face went still, then disbelief gave way to shock. "Pregnant?" Tieu Lac nodded. Her brother stared at her stomach, then back at her face. "When did this happen?" She could not answer. He tightened his grip on her hand. "Tieu Lac, who is the father?" Her lips parted, but her voice disappeared. He watched the fear in her eyes and suddenly understood that the answer would change more than he was prepared to hear. "Is it Quan's child?" Tieu Lac looked at him, and in that single silent moment, her brother knew the truth.